Well, hello all my bishops. Today I'm going to be speaking to you. My name is Taylor Jackson. I work in the Student Success Center, and I have a presentation for you. It's part of our CheckMate program. So I don't know if you've heard of CheckMate, but CheckMate is a series of workshops, and they're designed to help you navigate your way through college and help you find the winning position. So I don't play chess, but I know that in order for you to win, you have to make a move and knock out the other person's king, and then that's called checkmate. So there are bishops in chess, and we're bishops at Wesleyan. So I'm going to try to help you reach and achieve checkmate through a series of workshops. And this workshop is called There's an App for That. So before we get into it, I kind of want to give you some reasons why you should come to the CheckMate workshops. We have an incentive program, and these are our CheckMate coins. So in addition to awesome knowledge, you can also get a CheckMate coin for every single CheckMate session that you attend. So when you attend the workshop, you'll get a coin, and these coins can be exchanged for prizes. So you'll come to the Student Success Center, and you'll have your coins in your hand, and then we'll be able to switch them out. I've got candy bags, special Wesleyan items like different cups. I've got $5 gift cards to McDonald's, $15 gift cards to Sheetz, and if you get 20 plus, you'll get a Wesleyan t-shirt, a $10 gift card to McDonald's, a CheckMate certificate, recognition on the Student Success Center's website, and we're thinking about having a party. So if a lot of people join and a lot of people come, we're going to have a big party probably in April. So you definitely want to stay tuned and come to these CheckMate workshops to get knowledge and to get a coin. So what we're going to talk about is how there are different websites and apps that can help you with your coursework, your organization, and your studying. So don't worry if you can't get all of these down. I'm going to email you the presentation so that you can go back through it again and see all the apps. So we're going to fall right into coursework. So oftentimes people think, well, technology and coursework can't go hand in hand. They talk about how distracting technology is. But I'm of the opinion, since we all love to play with our phones, why not have something useful on our phones that can help us with our coursework? And then this was just kind of a funny little illustration I put up there. It's talking about your use of time with an essay due tomorrow, and you spend the whole time on Facebook. That's the whole red area. But technology can be good, and so I'm going to go over some of those really good websites and apps for you. So as an academic advisor, I would be the worst advisor ever if I did not tell you to go to myncwc.edu. This is a very important website that Wesleyan provides us, and it's just kind of a one-stop shop for all of your coursework, for your grades. You'll find that your teachers might use it a little bit differently. I came to Wesleyan and I graduated in 2013, so I'm very familiar with my NCWC. I had some teachers that used it for everything. I would sometimes go on my NCWC and print off all my notes for the following day and print them out so that way when I went to class, I would just write on the notes. Then I had other professors who weren't as into my NCWC. They didn't use it as much. But I would definitely recommend that you visit this website every single day and click on your My Courses over on the left-hand side and review. Are there any course announcements? Are there any grades up there? You need to make sure you're checking it every day. And then we have campus announcements. That's a really good tab. Your students tab, that's an excellent tab to check out. And you can also check out your finances. So my NCWC, I can't stress it enough, definitely check on that every single day. All right, so now let's get into some apps. The first one is EasyDiv. Now this is not an app that I had when I was in college, so I'm kind of interested in what it does. So if any of you have written a research paper this semester yet, you Citing sources is so important. Maybe you did it in high school, maybe you had a senior project and you had to do it, but it's your way of protecting yourself from plagiarism. Now, plagiarism is any time that you use someone else's work and act like it's yours. So if I quoted a professor here at Wesleyan in one of my papers and acted like it was my work, that's plagiarism. So I need to cite that I got my information from them. And so EasyBib is there to help you with that citation process. Now, EasyBib is both a website and an app. So if you're on the website, you can just kind of copy the link that you're using some information from, and then go on EasyBib and paste that link in there, and it'll show you how to cite that website. So that's very helpful. If you have the app, you can scan books, just like the little barcode on the back of the book, and it'll pop up with the citation. So there are many different styles of citations, and as you get into your discipline and into your major, you'll find out. I was a psychology major, so I used APA. So I would always have all of my citations in that format. So I would definitely check out EasyBib, and I'm not going to give you a whole lot of details on it because we have another workshop coming up very soon, and it is going to be completely devoted to EasyBib because our librarians are experts on citations. So definitely try to come to that workshop. Now, I always have to give a disclaimer whenever I'm talking about websites or apps or anything that claims to give you a citation. It is just an app and it's just a website, so it's no substitute for your brain. Nobody is going to know how to cite things the way you do if you really learn all of your citation methods. So I was a psychology student, so I memorized how to cite a journal, how to cite a book, and whenever I would use websites like this, I realized sometimes they were wrong. Sometimes they capitalized things they shouldn't, sometimes they put a period in a place they shouldn't. And so you need to be on top of your game so that you know when EasyBib or any other website is wrong. Because your professors, they're not going to care if you tell them that EasyBib told you this was the way to cite it. They're going to say, no, you need to know how to cite it and then make corrections for EasyBib. So use it, but use it wisely and know your stuff up here and just use the website and the app as a resource. Alright, now this next app, I don't know that I would use it myself, but I definitely know some people who would enjoy it. It's called Dragon Dictation. So I'm a paper and pencil kind of girl. I like to jot down my ideas. Usually I'll just have my computer out and I'll be typing and trying to think of all the different things that I want to say, and that's how I best think and process. But this app is really helpful for those who have to kind of talk their ideas out. I worked at a church for over 4 years, and the pastor never wrote down his sermons. He would always speak them into a recording device somehow, and then we would end up typing what he said. And he did a wonderful job that way. I never understood how he was able to do it, but I realize now that some people are able to just take their thoughts and speak them, and it makes sense. So this is an awesome app for just dictating your thoughts. I think it'd be really good for brainstorming. Sometimes you just have a jumble of ideas and you don't have time to write it all out. Just open up this app, start talking it out, and then you'll have all of your ideas right there written for you. You can print it out, email it to yourself, whatever you have to do, and you'll have your ideas there. So this app is really cool because it's intuitive, which means it learns how you speak. So if you have a certain accent or whatever, you don't have to worry because it's gradually going to get to know you and get to know how you talk. Now, a disclaimer, kind of just like EasyBib, this app does not format your papers. It doesn't make sure that your ideas make sense. So as always, proofread, so that you can make sure your ideas are okay and you're not just turning in a jumbled mess of ideas. But this is a pretty cool app, and I'm thinking of trying it myself. This next one is called TED. And no, TED is not like a teddy bear or anything like that. TED is a series of workshops. Now, we talked about this a little bit at the very beginning of the semester. We all went to a Making Your Mark seminar, and that gentleman talked a lot about TED Talks and what he learned from TED Talks. So I was kind of interested. I was like, you know, this is something I need to look into and really help explain to our students a little bit better, because I don't know that they know what TED Talks are. So TED actually stands for Technology, Entertainment, and Design. It began in 1984, and now it's a place where experts can come and just give short or long seminars about their field of study, things they're passionate about. So how can this relate to you? How can this help you? I know there are lots of times when I was in college and I would get a research assignment and they would want me to come up with some original research or some research that had to do with things that were trending. And so how do you go about finding out what big ideas are trending right now? So this is a great way. You can just have this app on your phone, start looking through and just listen to a few talks and see what interests you. And maybe from there it'll spark some new ideas for research. It's also a great idea if you have some questions about a topic and you don't really know where you should begin or what it really pertains to. Sometimes it's good to just hear an expert talk about it. So TED is just a great way to tap into some really smart seminars and from some really great experts. All right, dictionary.com. Now this is both a website and an app. And I know it sounds a little cheesy, like, oh, I'm pulling out a dictionary from my pocket, but you are never, ever too smart to not use a dictionary. It's very helpful. So I have a little test up here. What does malapropism mean? So it's kind of a funny word, and it's one you might come across and you don't know what it means, so it's really helpful to look it up in the dictionary. And it means an act or an habit or of misusing words ridiculously, especially by the confusion of words that are similar in sound. So you want to avoid malapropisms in your speech by knowing what words mean and checking in the dictionary. I know when I was in college, I had this one time where I was in a smaller class, because we have smaller classes here at Westland, and we were all in a circle, and we had just read a little bit the night before, and so the teacher said, well, can any of you tell me what we're talking about, like in this particular paragraph when we talk about it? And he says, and what does this particular word mean? And none of us knew. And it was like really embarrassing because it showed that we didn't take the time to look it up. And it just kind of made us feel lazy and kind of ashamed. And so the best thing to do is to have this app on your phone so that way when you're reading important stuff for class, you can just look up words that you don't understand. And that way you'll have them in your vocabulary and you'll really impress your teachers. All right, now I want to talk about how technology can help us organize our thoughts and organize our coursework. And so I said, keep calm and get organized, bishops. All right, so this first app is called OneDrive. So I don't know if you've noticed yet, but it is part of the Microsoft Office package that you received from the school. So now this is free for all of you, which is really awesome. The idea here is that you can save all of your work on OneDrive and be able to access it from anywhere, which I think is pretty neat because I know sometimes we'll work here in the library and then we might go to the caf and eat and then we'll go back to our room and work on our laptop. And it's really hard to remember to save all of your stuff on a flash drive and drag it along with you everywhere, and then sometimes you can lose the flash drive. And then it's confusing if you have to save something on one computer, email it to yourself, then go to another computer, open up your email. This changes everything. If you just save everything into OneDrive, it's continually updating it, which means you can find it wherever you go. So if you go to your grandma's house and you have Wi-Fi, you can open it up and start working on a paper that you started here on campus. So I definitely recommend OneDrive, and I have a little video that explains it a little bit better than I can.
Most people have more than one device and save files on each of them. That makes it difficult to always have what you need wherever you are. OneDrive is free online storage that you can access from any of your devices, and it's built into the latest version of Windows. When you save a file to OneDrive, like from Office, it's always with you. And you can open and edit it on any device you use. So add your favorite photos, home videos, documents, and other files to OneDrive, and get to them from anywhere. It's easy to access your OneDrive on the go. There's an app for Android, iOS, and Windows Phone. If you have OneDrive on your phone, when you take a photo, you can easily save it and get to it from your other devices. So start adding your files now, and always have them with you.
Okay, so doesn't OneDrive sound kind of cool? It reminds me a little bit of Google Drive, which I used a little bit when I was in college, but now I think this might be a better option since we're all using the Microsoft package that was purchased for us by Wesleyan. Then we should definitely use OneDrive. I think it'll be very helpful. So now I put these two apps side by side because they're very similar. So first we have Evernote, and this was a program I used while I was here at Wesleyan. It's slightly similar to OneDrive in that whatever you do on Evernote, let's say you do it on the computer, you'll be able to access it on your iPad, access it on your iPhone or your Android. It's a very popular note-taking app. So it's kind of formatted a whole lot like Microsoft Word, so you can just kind of jot down your ideas, make things bold, italicized, whatever you have to do. And then they can be saved, printed, and emailed. So the neat thing about this and what I used it for a lot was I was a psychology student, so I had a whole lot of articles to read. And usually these articles would be maybe 20 to 50 pages long. And I didn't want to print all that out because that's a lot of paper and it was a lot to drag around. So I would take it and I would put it in Evernote. And then wherever I went, if I went on a road trip, I could just look through Evernote and read my article and make some changes to it or write on it and make notes. So I really liked Evernote for that reason. But I think I am moving to becoming a fan of OneNote. So OneNote is the Microsoft option. It's another thing that came with the Microsoft package that the school has for us. And it's really good for note-taking. And so I brought it up on the computer because I kind of wanted to show you what it looks like. So this is OneNote. It's a little bit different. It might remind you a little bit of Microsoft Word, just kind of in the way it looks. But it is different. You can kind of click anywhere, and just start typing and making notes. You can insert pictures, or you can attach files. If you take a screenshot of something that's very important, you can put that in there. You can record audio, so if you want to make your own notes, you can put it in there with voice notes. Calendars, dates, times, equations. I just think this is really, really cool, a really cool option. And I can show you a video about it as well, because I think this is kind of one of my favorite apps I was going to show you all.
Notebooks are great for things like class notes, recipes, to-do lists, and sketches. But what if you could have all the notes you've ever taken in one place? Microsoft OneNote is a digital note-taking app designed to keep you organized. You can capture a recipe on your PC and view it later on your phone. All of your notes are stored in the cloud, which means no saving and no hassles. You can share your notes with family and friends, even if they don't have OneNote. take a look at how to get started. Organize with notebooks, sections, and pages. Notebooks are for big things like work, home, or school. You start with a single notebook. You can switch or add more, like one for school. Each notebook contains sections for categories, like math, music, history, or physics. And you can add as many as you like one for biology. Put lots of pages inside of each section, and put your notes on these pages. Here we have lecture notes from biology class, and some lecture slides. You can add another page for your next class. Lecture 3, the cell. Now start taking some notes of your own in your notebook. Plan a trip with your friends. Take meeting notes. Or create to-do lists to remember important stuff. Microsoft OneNote. Keep tabs on your life.
So I think that's a pretty neat way to take notes, but I realized that, especially here at Wesleyan, we have kind of smaller, more intimate settings, and so your professors may not want you to have out your laptop during class. They may not want you to use a tablet or anything like that to take notes, and they prefer that you handwrite them. So definitely speak to your professor and see what their regulations are. Check out your syllabi and see kind of where they all stand on electronic forms of taking notes. And if they say no, then definitely respect that decision. And maybe you could use OneNote in a different way. I did a lot of group work while I was here at Wesleyan, and it's always really hard to get in touch with everybody and keep up with all of their changing ideas and suggestions. So I found a way that OneNote is really helpful for group work. So here's another brief clip about how you can use OneNote for group work.
Let's say you want to plan a trip with some friends. If you click File, New, you can create a notebook on SkyDrive that can be shared with friends and family. Just click Invite People, type their email addresses, a personalized message, and click Share. You can share with anyone, even if they don't have OneNote, because you can edit in a web browser. You might want to add things to this notebook like trip itinerary or flight details. And before you know it, your friends will be adding content of their own, like sights to see, transportation, and who's attending. You can put things like pictures and maps on any page, and anyone can work on the same page at the same time. Microsoft OneNote. Keep tabs on your life.
So this is another option. If you're not able to take notes, at least you could use OneNote to help you do your group work. This next app I'm thinking about downloading tonight. Actually, it's called Way of Life. Now, organizing your time means creating good habits and stopping some of our not so great habits. So maybe you want to study more, like for 1 hour every day, or maybe you want to drink more water, or maybe you want to exercise 30 minutes every couple of days. This app says it's the ultimate habit maker and breaker. Now, I don't know if this is true, but that's what it says. And what it kind of does is every day or every time you perform some habit, good or bad, you kind of track it in here. You hit a button and say, hey, I drank a glass of water, or hey, I studied for 15 minutes like I said I was going to. And it's going to start tracking your behaviors. So you see kind of the green being good, that's the stuff you want to do, and the red is not so good, the stuff you want to stop doing. And it just kind of gives you the motivation to see the things you need to be doing or you need to stop doing. And then you can kind of make life changes. So I think I'm going to try this tonight because I need to drink more water. I think I'm going to download Way of Life. Okay, so now we're going to talk about how different apps and different websites can help you study. Just keep studying, just keep studying. So this first one is called Study Blue. And it's both a website and an app. There's a lot of material already on here. They have a lot of study guides that they've created over time. And they can help you study for tests or complete assignments. So it's definitely worth looking at that for that. One special thing I like about Study Blue is its ability to help you make flashcards. Flashcards, I know I've seen some students out here that are, about to graduate and they're still making flashcards. Those are not things that, only second graders do or anything like that. You always can use flashcards because that's very helpful. And instead of carrying around a stack this big, you can have it in a handy little app. And that way, when you're walking down to the cafeteria or strolling around the mall, you can just kind of go through your flashcards and make sure you know your vocabulary words for your next test. You can also create your own quizzes and study guides with this app and be able to study anywhere you go because you have it right there with you and you're not having to carry around a whole big notebook. So definitely look into Study Blue, see if any of their study guides are useful to you, and make some flashcards on there and see if you like having electronic flashcards. Alright, this next app I heard a lot about when I was in school. I'm not sure if you've heard of it before, but it's CliffsNotes. So it's both a website and an app, and it's famous for giving its summaries of books. So I remember when I was here, I was reading Beowulf, and I was kind of struggling because it's like Old English, and I wasn't sure if I was really understanding. And you can go on this app and find a whole bunch of books on there, and they'll give you summaries of each section. And it kind of breaks it down so that it's more understandable. It's written in plain English, so you're able to understand. So definitely look into it for that. And then they also have lots of study guides. I was looking things for like geography, algebra, biology. So they have some really worthwhile study guides on there, and I would definitely look into it. Now, about the summaries of books, another disclaimer. This is not a substitute for reading the actual book. I had friends that did this. We would have a pop quiz the next day, and they would completely fail it. And you'd be like, I wonder why that happened. How could they fail it if they read the CliffsNotes? Well, your professors know about these. So they are not going to ask you questions that you can figure out just by reading the notes. They're going to ask you specific things, specific details, and you need to actually read the book. But this is a great just first way for you to get an impression of a book so that you have a good understanding of what's happening. Then actually read the book so that you know the details. Now there's a similar website that has pretty much the same kind of information on books, and it's called SparkNotes. I don't always appreciate the layout of that website, but it's definitely something you should explore. Maybe you'll like SparkNotes better than CliffsNotes. But definitely look into it, especially if you're in the English class. This next one is called Khan Academy, and it's very similar to Study Blue in that it has different study guides for subjects that you may be in. I kind of grabbed a screenshot. I see biology, physics, chemistry. I know a lot of students are in those classes right now, and sometimes it's just you want a refresher, you want to make sure you're understanding, you want a different kind of definition of something. Check on these study guides and see what you think. I know they have, it says economics, arts, humanities, computing, so this may be helpful for you if you're just looking to kind of brush up on whatever class you're in. Now this one is Exam Countdown. And I felt kind of a little bad putting it on there because it may make you feel like a little bit anxious, like, oh my gosh, I see that I have a test coming up in 2 days and then another one in 1 day. Well, it's not supposed to make you afraid. It's supposed to help make you prepared. So I know I had times when I would sit in class and I would feel like, I don't think I've had a test in here in a while. And then I would look at the syllabus and say, oh my gracious, next time I come to class, I have a test. So this app is supposed to help this not happen to you. So you could actually go through your syllabi right now, put in all of your tests, all of your papers, quizzes, everything, and it'll give you a countdown so you'll know, well, I've got 3 days till my next psychology class, and then I take my geography test in 30 minutes. So it's a really helpful way to have all of your tests in one place so that you know how much time you have to study, and if you need to make any preparations or meet with your professor or anything like that, you know that you have time. So definitely check that one out. And most of all, what I really want to kind of tell everyone is that you need to search for the resources that are going to be best for you. So maybe none of these apps are interesting to you and you're like, I don't think any of them are going to help me be organized or do my coursework or study. Seek out the resources that are going to be helpful to you, whether it's an app or tutoring or anything like that. I always recommend using the Student Success Center. I'm in there, and so are my colleagues, and we are there to help you. If you're looking for your first-year advisor, probably some of your first-year advisors, then my colleagues, they also advise. We have tutoring services, so come by and we'll set you up with a tutor. Peer-assisted study sessions, we can help you get plugged in with that. And attend more CheckMate workshops. I'm going to try to video some more of these over the coming weeks so that they can be viewed, and definitely come and attend them in person. That would be great also, because I would love to see you and love to help you do well in all your courses. So follow me on Twitter at TMJacksonSSC, that stands for Student Success Center, and then Instagram, NCWC Academic Advisor. And I thank you all for watching this, and I hope that you'll stay tuned for more, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your semester. Thank you.